Hi guys, it's Twilight Kitsune here, and I'm going to be painting another thing because I'm in a very creative mood right now. Ta-da! Got this today. It's Briar horses. They make really high quality model horses, and this is a paint and play. I'm not necessarily going to be using the paint that came with it. I just want to paint on something, and this is just, just paint it on, so I figure might as well. Here's the 4 styles you can get. We have one that's kind of rearing up, one that's trotting, one that's just doing some kind of action pose, and we have one that's prancing. So let's see what I get. So inside, first thing, oh goodness, those bristles were rock hard. That is not the best quality brush, but you never really get high quality brushes with these kind of kits. I probably won't be using it. I'll be using my brushes. You get 3 pots of paint in pink, purple, and gray. Oh, that's not gray. That's silver. That's metallic. What about the other 2? Are they metallic? The pink is. And the purple also is, so 3 metallic paints. Neat. Might not be using them for this project, but, well, I've got them if I need them. Last but not least. Oh! There's the one I got. I got the one that I like. What did I like best out of all the 4? Sweet. Off that goes in the garbage. Oh, yeah. So the sculpting is pretty good, but that's about what you expect from Briar. This is around the same quality as their normal horses of this scale. That is a very smooth surface. Oh, that's the varnish. I was hoping that was matte medium because I might need to rough up this surface in order for the paint to actually stick. Huh. That's the problem. Well, let's see what I can do. Got my paint palette right here. I'm going to pull the varnish away because I'm probably not going to be using it. Set her in the middle. Yep, Briar does include that detail on their horses. This is a unicorn. So let's see what kind of color scheme I should do. Where did I put my phone? I don't really know what color scheme to do for this. Oh, there it is. Got an app that does randomizing things. So I'm going to use that. Oop. Let's see. It gave me some colors, but I don't like those colors. Never mind. I think I'm just going to go for it. Let's see what I grab. I know I want to do something fun with some cool effect paints. Maybe I could do a dark unicorn. I do like darkness. No, I don't want to use that, but it does give me an idea. Something that I want to do. Haha! I will definitely make use of that. But I need a color before I use it. I'm going to keep looking through my box of paint until I find something that fits me. You know what? I think I'll do something with darkness, so let's get out the licorice paint, which I will for sure be using. Oh yes, I'll grab that paint too. Okay, I think I have an idea, and it's going to involve some mixing. So I'm going to start with some folk art licorice paint. Come on, open. Please open nicely. I don't want to break... There we go. Okay. Don't want to break a nail. It takes forever to grow out. Ah! Paint on me. Getting a lot, because I'm going to need a lot. Next, I'm going to pop up with this lovely lavender color, which is a bit dark. It's kind of, it's a nice little, not nice, very nice purple. Even more of the lavender. And then we're going to mix that up. That is not changing color very much. Ah, there we are. The gray is also gonna, the black is also gonna kind of wash out a little bit. I know this because I did a similar color set scheme on my little dragon miniature that I showed you last week, and not last week, yesterday is when I filmed that video. This is quite dark. This is a lot darker than I was hoping. Huh. I still like it though. You know what, I'm gonna go for it. Maybe. I will still use this. You know what? Yes, this will be the main color of the body. Let's give a token attempt to use this brush. Mold the bristles. The paint is kind of sticking. I'm definitely going to have to varnish this thing though. Definitely going to take more than one coat though. Paint, 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 paint on the horse. Unicorn. I'm going to scoot in a little bit. You might see the top of my head or the side of my glasses or something. But yes, yes, yes. Paint, 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 paint. I wish I could do editing, but unfortunately my computer just doesn't have the memory for it. So I'm just gonna have to be satisfied for now with unedited videos. It does mean I'm gonna have to keep talking the whole time, but that won't be too much of a problem, hopefully. You can see how well the folk art paint does it being opaque in one coat. And then, yeah, so maybe wondering, is this channel turning into arts and crafts instead of video games? No, not necessarily. I'm really just going to be using this channel as to do whatever the heck I want. So that'll be some video games, and now that I figured a setup that I can paint with on camera with, it'll be some of that. Might be other things too at some point if I ever feel like doing other things on the channel. There's gonna be, I don't know. If any of you guys, I listened to the audio last time in the video, and I am surprised you can't hear my fish tank filter going in the background. I need to get some more fish. Most of them are good. They're dying off now because they're old and they're reaching the end of their lifespan. They're dying off. But I don't know if I want to get more tetras or something else. I think I might want to get something else. Tetras were fun, but yeah, I'm going for a nice dark purple color. This is definitely looking very, very, very dark. And actually covering well. I'm surprised. Huh. It must be the type of plastic. And I might actually use some of this paint that came with it, because that is a very nice because the pink and the purple being metallic is actually kind of nice. You don't usually get metallics in non-metal colors. So it's nice to have those as an option at least. Sorry, pulling it off screen. I'm checking for ear buried in hair in the main. Not being as careful because again, first coat, and it is paint. You can always go over it. Yeah, I'll probably do the hooves and the horn in metallic. Something metallic. Wow. That went on really well. Yeah, this is obviously this isn't a review of the kit. This brush is not bad for doing this, but it would be terrible for doing detail work because it's just too wide. Of course, this is a cat kit meant for little kids, so you know, you're not going to expect detail work out of them. Not the best quality brush, but it's not a bad brush either, and it's always nice to have some throwaway brushes on hand in case you need to, I don't know, use them for glue or something. Okay. Put that there. And because this is a crap brush, I'm not going to be as thorough with the washing out as I usually am. Dark paint can be a pain. This brush really doesn't want to let go of the paint. Even with the crappy camera, you can see that the bristles have just kind of changed color. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Like I said, not too worried about ruining this brush. Now we need to color the mane and tail. And no, it's not going to be the same color. See that? I think I'm just going to use this. Or should I use black? You know what? I'm just going to use straight black for the mane and tail. This will help it dry more quickly. So you gotta let this dry. Thankfully, acrylic does not take very long to dry. Oh, I missed a spot on the front knees. Yep. Make sure your face has got it. Missed a few spots doing some touch-ups with the brush that came with the kit. Sorry, not on camera. I'm gonna get better. If you guys have any ideas on stuff I could do to improve, you know, that doesn't involve buying new equipment because I can't afford to. This is just a hobby right now. Please leave it in the comments. I'll take your suggestions into consideration. Okay, there we go. Oh, now I have a vision in my head. This unicorn will be an unseelie unicorn of darkness, nighttime, and the unseen world. Unseelie fae. I kind of really like fae and fairies. Old-fashioned fairies. Old-fashioned fairies are spooky, scary representations of the ferocity of nature. This. It's a horse. I must make it God. Wait. If I use this black... Well, I can use this black! The black flash! Wait. Do I want metallic made into? No, no, I don't. Now, this is going to require a bit more detail, so I'm going to use this brush. I wish I could give you measurements or anything, but the brush has literally nothing on it, like that. Oh my goodness. How? Jeez, every time I paint, I get it like everywhere, and I don't even know how it happens. I've gotten paint on my face before, without really knowing how it got there. Forgot to wet the brush first. Putting the dark color next to black, the mixed color next to black really emphasizes that it is not actually black. So that was a good choice. Then again, I am well aware that I have a very artistic eye, and I'm really good at telling what colors will go with other colors, and, you know, relationships between the colors, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Complementary colors, opposing colors, colors that just will never go together under any circumstances, and colors that always go together, or ones that go with everything. I'm really good at that. I just am. Paint, paint, paint. Putting on the paint, putting on the paint. I love horses. I've always loved horses, since I was little. Of course, I've always loved, like, animals. I was a very animal-obsessed child who didn't really play with dolls, and instead would play with animal toys. And I spent way too long as a child watching nature documentaries and learning how to make different animal noises through trial and error. I can mimic a very large lot of animals. Horse, cat, dog, you know, the usual ones. And then I can do a crow. I can do a very realistic rooster. I can do a wolf. I can do an owl. I'm not going to do them right now because it's kind of late, and several of those, particularly the crow and rooster, are loud. because there's no other way to do them. Oh my god. That is looking really nice. Yes. Yes, you're looking so beautiful. And while this is going on, I'm going to be also thinking about a name for my creation here, because this creation is going to need a name. But I don't have anything in my head yet, and I will, hopefully by the time this is done. If not, I'll pull up a name generator website and we'll name her from that. There we go. So I'm also thinking of giving this horse some markings, but I'm not sure what kind of markings I'm going to give her. Horse, unicorn, you know what I'm talking about. It's an equine beast. But I'm not too sure what I want to do. I'm thinking I might go for a really, really dark dun or bay type thing, so I might add some markings to her legs, but in like obviously in a very fantasy way. Okay, I'm gonna need to get in, so because I want to get. I don't just want to do a paint job. I want to do a good paint job. Take pride in my work. I always try to do the best I can. I guess that also applies to this channel. I will try to do the best I can for this channel with what I have available to me. Which right now isn't much, but hey. If the channel grows and I start having, and I'm able to actually make money from it, then I'll have more resources to put into the channel. Ran into some wet paint there. You don't want it mixing too much. Goodness gracious, this mold has a very wild mane. With many strands that are just all over the place. It's a very nice sculpt, but, you know. A bit of a pain to paint on. There we are! Mane and tail are done. Paint hands. Something I did after my video last night is I actually painted this guy, this little fox, to look like my channel logo. Cute, huh? So I have a little mascot there. Now this brush, I'm going to be extra careful to get all of the paint off, because this is one of my really nice brushes, and I want these to last as long as possible. So that means dipping and shaking until and rubbing and wiping until all the paint comes off. And I feel the urge to do a little something on my hand. Put a little something on my hands. I'm going to put on some Mango Mai Tai hand sanitizer. I don't know why, but I just feel the urge to do so. It certainly won't hurt anything. Oh, and guess what? It takes the paint off. Oh, mango Mai Tai. It smells like tropical. Okay, so, okay, the tail's dry. And now it's time for me to think about doing something. Like I said, I want to do markings on the legs. I think I'll do them in this purple. Put that brush away. I probably won't be using it again. Oof, that one is stiff, but also not actually the brush I want to use. I want to use this one. A long, thin brush. Dip it in the water and shape it with the paper towel. And now it has a fine point to it. We're going to go up to their knee. I'm actually going to try and avoid getting paint on the hoof because I'm going to be painting over that with something else. Sorry, didn't realize how far out of frame I was. There we go. Because it's time to start doing details. So, yeah. But I might as well just, do it right on the first try. Huh? Oh, yes. I'm well aware that normally with bays or duns, the legs would be a darker color, but I painted this such a dark color, and it's a fantasy horse anyways, so, well, unicorn. It's a unicorn anyways, so what's to say this isn't something that could be on a unicorn? Which may well have been based on some explorer's description of a rhinoceros. I mean, hey, maybe. Although there are a lot of weird mythological horses in mythology. You know the unicorn, the horse with a horn, and Pegasus, the horse with wings. But do you know about the hippocampus, which is the horse with a fishtail? Or Sleipnir, the horse with 8 legs. That was, that Loki gave birth to. Yeah, Norse mythology is weird. Greek and Egyptian mythologies aren't much, aren't any less weird though, so, mythology gets kind of weird. But Norse mythology, there's just so much going on with it. Oh boy. I like studying mythology. I like learning about other cultures and stuff. Oh no, these are not the only weird things involving horses. There's plenty more out there. I mean, there's also the Kelpie, which is a type of fairy. Fairy or fae, so which would be the mythical creatures of Ireland, Scotland, and I think Wales would be included in that. I'm not 100% though, because Welsh mythology is extra obscure. I mean, Scottish and Irish mythology are already pretty obscure, and Welsh just adds like an extra layer of obscurity to it. Thank you, ancient medieval Britain, for from the medieval Catholic Church for basically eradicating older religions. Bit of fluff. Hang on my brush. I got paint on me. This time I know where it came from. Alright. I think it's looking pretty good. Let's do that last leg. We're on the last leg of this part of the journey. Yes, I know, I'm not funny. But I thought it was funny. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Kelpie. The Kelpie look like horses with backward hooves. Some descriptions have them with a waterweed for mane and tail. And if you touch a Kelpie, you'll be stuck to it, and then it will go to the nearest body of water, drown you, and eat you. Yeah, remember I said old-timey fae and fairies were kind of scary? Yeah. That's one example of it. Of them being kind of scary. They're also nightmares. Yes, that's an actual mythological creature. It's a fairy, again. There's a lot of fairy stuff. That's all I've exhausted my knowledge. I remember the anime Inuyasha had a horse named Entei. I don't know if that's from an actual Japanese myth or something, but I'm just going to bring it up. And Entei was really connected to fire. There we go. Oh, I just realized I should add a dorsal stripe. So I'm gonna do that. It's also called primitive markings because these are what a horse's the ancestor of the modern horse would likely have had. Now we don't actually know much about them because they're extinct, and they have been extinct for a very, very long time. But the Przewalski horse, which is a type of wild horse, presumably looks very similar to what the ancestor of modern horses look like. And I'm not just going to do that, I'm also going to add these little stripes coming off the rough side. Because I want to, mostly. And there we are. So I have like they also have like stripes on these. That's another part of the primitive horse markings. And something on the muzzle, which I had completely forgotten I should probably do. Oh boy, here comes one of my least favorite things, painting in a tight space. In this case, the space between muzzle and chest and leg, because I don't want to, you know, get paint where I don't want that color of paint to be. I'm on the detail phase. I don't want to be doing that right now. There we go. I'm not sure if that's entirely accurate, but I don't care. This is a fantasy horse, and I like the way this is looking. Actually, I'm also going to do the back of the ear. The one ear, because the other one is completely covered up by the mane, so... No. let's do those horns. Let's do that horn. Let's give this metallic purple a try and see what it's like. Gonna start on the hooves. Oh! Not bad, not bad at all. Decent coverage, especially for a metallic paint. Still pretty weak though. You would want to put a base coat on underneath if you want to do the whole thing in this, but I'm just using it as an accent color. It is a very pinky purple. It's a bit more magenta. It doesn't really show on camera. You're just gonna have to trust me that it's a little bit pinky. Which I suppose makes sense, but I like my purples to be a little more blue. There we go. Next, hoof. I've run out of things to talk about for now. No. No, not that topic, no. Yeah, I like horses. I read a book series. How about a book series? I love the Heralds of Valdemar. That's got horses in it. Kind of. They're called companions. They look like white horses with silver hooves and blue eyes, and they are as intelligent as humans. And they choose the people to be heralds, and the heralds kind of take care of Valdemar. That's nice. If you've ever read Aragon, the companions are kind of similar to dragons in that series, but I'm only gonna say kind of because companions are actually cooler in my opinion. I mean, they can't fly. They're not dragons. They can't fly. They can't breathe fire. But I don't know. I just like them better. Maybe it's just because Mercedes Lackey's a better author. No offense, but yeah, she kind of is. She's like my favorite author. All right. Anyhow, yeah, there's also a group of people in the world of the book called the Shina'in, who breed special horses, and their war horses are really intelligent. They're like dogs. Really. Okay, that's good. Actually used some of the paint that came with the kit. Wasn't expecting to. Did anyways. And I actually kind of like that paint. I will probably be using it on future projects. But now, I need to figure out a color for the eyes. I have purple and I have black. I don't want to do red eyes because I don't want this to be too menacing. No. Pink it is. Now the question is which pink? This pink will do. Baby pink. Because I don't want to do blue. Because I want to do something and I can't do blue for it, so I'm going to do pink instead. That is the only reason why. Tiny, so I'm going to go for thinner brush. Shape it with the water. Dip it in the paint. And go completely out of frame because this is the most delicate part of the whole process. There we go. Pink eyes. I'm going to leave that brush out. I'm going to grab this light lavender. And I'm going to add some additional little details because I think that's looking I think the flanks looking kind of blank there. They need some decoration. I'm going to do that while the eyes dry. Just going to be adding some little dots. Just around the hindquarters. I like the forequarters the way they are, so just the hind. A little moon. There we go. Now it's got a blanket Appaloosa pattern. In addition to everything else that's going on. Okay. The eyes are about as good as they're gonna get. And now I have some pink glow-in-the-dark paint that I'm going to put on the eyes. It's a very gooey paint. I'm not apologizing for that noise because it was fun to make. Alright. And the tip of the horn. That's about it. I think I originally wanted to do a bit more glow in the dark, but that's all I feel like doing now. And there we go. And I have just come up with the perfect name for this lovely dark purple horse. Her name is Belladonna, which is another name for the nightshade plant. But it's very beautiful, isn't it? Oh yes. Beautiful but deadly. Like horses. Never forget, things are dangerous. So, there we go. I finished painting my lovely Belladonna. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you aren't subscribed. Please leave a comment, like or dislike. Just interact with my video in some way to help it with the algorithm. And give me suggestions on other things you'd like to see me try on the channel. So, lost my train of thought there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Twilight Kitsune signing out. Bye-bye!